They can tell when you're lying. They know what you're hiding. And the scary part? They never say a word. How is it that some men can walk into a room and read everyone like an open book? When Josh, a known Sigma, showed up to the party, no one noticed him at first. He didn't speak much, didn't try to impress anyone. But by the time the night was over, he had everyone figured out. The manipulator, the attention seeker, the one with trust issues. And he didn't even break a sweat. That's the Sigma way. And today, we're diving into the shocking psychological tricks Sigma males use to read anyone, anywhere, anytime. What's their secret sauce? Why do they choose a lifestyle so independent, so observant, and so silently dominant? Because power isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers in the form of silence, patience, and sharp psychological insight. This video is your ticket to understanding how Sigma males unlock the minds of others without ever revealing their own. So Sigmas, tighten your seatbelts. This is going to be good. Point 1. The silent scanner. Observation before action. Sigma males never react first, and that's not by accident. While most people jump into conversations or rush to respond in tense moments, Sigmas take a different route. They observe. They analyze. They sit back and scan the entire environment before making a move. This isn't hesitation, it's strategy. What they're doing is called a technique used by behavior analysts and even law enforcement. It involves studying a person's normal behavior, how they talk, move, or hold themselves, so any sudden shift becomes a red flag. Someone starts blinking more rapidly, touching their face, or crossing their arms when a certain topic comes up. A Sigma notices immediately. This ability to read people isn't just intuitive, it's rooted in, which says over 60% of communication is expressed through body language. Most ignore these subtle cues. A Sigma decodes them. While others see silence as awkward, Sigmas see it as a goldmine. Every pause, every shift in tone, every nervous tick tells a story. And unlike others who react impulsively, a Sigma responds with precision, only when necessary. Think of them as social detectives. Cool, quiet, calculated, and always 5 steps ahead. Point 2. The mirror effect. Make people reveal themselves. One of the sneakiest tricks in the Sigma male playbook is mirroring. And no, it's not manipulation. It's psychological mastery. Mirroring is a subtle technique where you reflect another person's body language, speech rhythm, or tone. It's grounded in neuroscience and psychology, specifically the concept of which are brain cells that activate both when we act and when we observe someone else doing the same action. This mirroring creates a subconscious sense of familiarity and trust. The person begins to feel like they're talking to someone who truly understands them. Someone. That's when their guard drops. They start opening up, revealing thoughts and emotions without even realizing why. Sigmas use this naturally, not to deceive, but to. They're masters at reading the emotional landscape, picking up on unspoken cues, and quietly absorbing information. It's not about manipulation, it's strategy through silence. While others broadcast their intentions loudly, the Sigma listens, watches, and mirrors. The other person leaves the conversation thinking, wow, we really connected, while the Sigma walks away with a detailed emotional map. It's calm, calculated, and completely under the radar. And that's what makes it genius. Point 3. The power of strategic silence. Ever felt uneasy when someone just didn't respond right away? That tension you felt wasn't accidental, it was strategic silence, and Sigma males use it masterfully. Most people rush to fill silence because it feels awkward or vulnerable. But Sigmas don't flinch. Instead, they let the silence hang. This isn't passive behavior, it's psychological precision. Studies in communication psychology show that silence can be just as powerful, if not more so, than speech. It gives the other person space to speak more than they intended, often revealing hidden emotions or insecurities. This tactic mirrors the principles of a martial art that emphasizes redirecting an opponent's energy rather than confronting it head-on. The Sigma lets others overextend themselves in conversation while he calmly observes, taking in everything without revealing his hand. And when he finally chooses to speak, the impact is undeniable. His words are deliberate, concise, and powerful, because they're not just filling space. They're cutting through the noise. Strategic silence creates mystery, power, and influence. In a world addicted to instant reactions and constant chatter, the Sigma's silence isn't empty, it's loaded. And in that silence, people reveal more than they realize. Point 4. Pattern detection. Noticing the unnoticeable. Ever notice how a Sigma male can pick up on the tiniest detail, a nervous laugh, a slight eye twitch, or a subtle shift in tone, and suddenly shift his entire demeanor? That's no accident. Sigmas are masters of pattern detection, and it's one of their most underrated strengths. This ability taps into a scientifically studied form of nonverbal communication. Micro-expressions are brief, involuntary facial expressions that reveal true emotions, even when someone's trying to hide them. Most people miss these signals. Sigmas don't. They also notice, like how someone always gets defensive when a certain topic is mentioned or cracks a joke when uncomfortable. Over time, Sigmas build a mental database of these cues, refining their understanding of people without ever asking a direct question. This isn't magic. It's behavioral psychology. It's observation, pattern recognition, and emotional intelligence rolled into one. While others focus on what's being said, a Sigma pays attention to what's being said. Once they decode your patterns, predicting your reactions becomes second nature. That's how they seem to read people so effortlessly. It's not some superpower, it's a system. And Sigmas? They're fluent in the silent language most never bother to learn. Point 5. Empathic accuracy, feeling what you can't say. Here's where it gets intriguing. Sigma males often possess a unique skill known in psychology as the ability to accurately sense and understand another person's emotions, even without verbal cues. It's not magic, it's perception sharpened by experience. But don't mistake this for being overly sensitive. Sigmas aren't emotional sponges, they're emotional strategists. While others overlook subtle shifts in tone, body language, or micro-expressions, Sigmas tune in like emotional antennas. Studies in social psychology show that people with high empathic accuracy often make better decisions in relationships and social settings. So how do Sigmas develop this skill? Through experience. Every betrayal, every lie, every friendship gone wrong becomes data. They analyze people, not to manipulate, but to understand. They read emotional patterns the way others read text messages. But here's the twist. Sigmas feel things deeply, yet they respond with logic, not impulse. That combination, emotional intelligence without emotional chaos, makes them powerful and grounded. They can tell when someone is faking a smile or suppressing anger. And because they're not desperate for approval, they're not afraid to call it out or walk away. This ability to, without being overwhelmed, is part of what sets them apart. Point 6. Calibrated questioning. Ask the right, not the obvious. Ever talk to someone who asked a question so precise it felt like they saw right through you? That's a Sigma in action. They don't rely on surface-level small talk. Instead, they use what psychologists call intentional, emotionally intelligent prompts designed to tap into your inner world. Rather than the standard "how was your day?", a Sigma might ask, "What made you choose that path?" Or "You didn't seem like yourself last week. What shifted?" These questions bypass the mask most people wear and aim directly at the mind and heart. They're not random, they're strategic. According to communication experts, deep questioning builds trust and psychological safety faster than basic dialogue. A Sigma knows how to make someone feel understood without prying. That's the genius. The questions feel gentle, even comforting, but they peel back layers people usually keep hidden. This ability stems from a Sigma's high level of their capacity to observe, listen, and respond in ways that spark genuine reflection. People walk away from those conversations feeling seen, heard, and oddly exposed. In a good way. It's subtle power, and it's unforgettable. Point 7. The cold read, profiling without personal info. Cold reading is a psychological technique often associated with illusionists and mentalists, who use vague statements and sharp observation to give the illusion of mind reading. But for Sigma males, it's more than a trick. It's a skill honed through intense observation and emotional intelligence. Sigmas combine subtle signals like body language, tone of voice, facial expressions, clothing choices, and even energy to build an accurate mental profile of someone, often within seconds. They'll pick up on the nervous tapping of a foot, the way someone glances at others for approval, or the slight hesitation before answering a question. This guy's insecure about money. She craves validation. It's not supernatural, it's psychological. The Sigma's power comes from their focus. While most people are distracted or trying to impress, Sigmas are quietly watching, decoding, and analyzing. According to behavioral science, around 70% of communication is nonverbal. Sigmas read this language fluently. This gives them a mysterious edge. People often feel like a Sigma just gets them, which can be both fascinating and unnerving, but in truth it's not magic. It's mastery of attention, silence, and insight. It's Sigma psychology at work. So, Sigmas, now you know. The world may be loud, chaotic, and fake, but you don't have to be. Use these psychological tools, sharpen your awareness. Read people, not to control, but to understand. That's how Sigma males navigate the world with power and purpose. If you found value in this, like this video, subscribe and join this growing tribe of Sigmas. It's time to start applying these principles to your life and watch everything change. Having said this,